Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again. Here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my final review for the Walking Dead television series, at least until Season 4 starts, and that is a throwback review, the last episode I am missing for the channel. To complete my channel reviews, it is for the Walking Dead Season 1, Episode 6, the Season 1 finale, which was called TS-19. Okay, so as always, my reviews do contain spoilers. Not only spoilers for the first season, but I do like, in retrospect, to sort of talk about events later on, so in some ways, and place it. So for anyone who's not seen The Walking Dead up to current time, you may or may not want to watch this, although, I mean, most of my subscribers and stuff have seen every episode pretty much, so it's kind of pointless, but people on YouTube are crazy about spoilers. Oh, you spoiled this, you spoiled that, so whatever, I'll just say spoiler warning for pretty much everything, no matter what I may end up talking about in this video, because I usually don't like to cut and edit. I usually just do a whole video and post it up for time purposes, because lately I've been doing somewhere between 10 to 15 videos a week. It's been a pretty rigorous schedule. A lot of times I don't have time to edit, especially compared to like when you consider most people on YouTube will only do like 2 to 3 videos a week, whereas I'll do like 10 to 15, so it's pretty crazy, pretty rigorous, and like I said, not each one's not going to be that edited and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, why am I doing a review on this? If you guys haven't been following, or there's some new people, basically, as I was saying earlier, there were a few I was missing. Wanted to finish them up, wanted to get them all done so that I have a review for every single episode of The Walking Dead in my channel in case people want to go back and watch a particular one. I do have all of Season 2 in a playlist, I have Season 3 in a playlist, and I'm going to, after this, after I'm done posting and everything, add Season 1 to a reviewed playlist so people can check out all of them if they choose, and take it from there. So I am going to watch probably, since I've watched from the beginning to this episode again, I'm in the mood since Breaking Bad is going to start on Sunday, but aside from that, I won't have too much else going on, so I may watch Season 2 again. I'm not sure. See, I have the reviews up for those episodes in the channel, but maybe I could do like a re-review type thing, or just a really quick recap on some of the episodes from Season 2. I don't know if anybody's interested in that. If people are, please let me know. If not, totally cool. Also, please let me know. It's just sometimes there's not too much new content, and I've done so many discussion videos on The Walking Dead, talking about Season 4 predictions and all kinds of stuff. I am definitely running out of different discussion topics to do on a daily basis, because this year I did so many. It was pretty crazy. So that being said, this episode in particular, so the Season 1 finale, TS-19, I thought was a really great episode. And it's very different from what we've seen since then. The Season 2 finale, the Season 3 finale, this one really sets itself apart, and I don't think we'll ever see anything like it again in the Walking Dead television series. No matter where the group goes, no matter what happens with them, I don't think we're going to see that, Dr. Jenner, mad scientist type character. Milton had a little bit of that. I mean, not the mad scientist part, but he had the whole, I want to study it, I want to learn about it, I want to figure out about it. But he was nowhere near where Jenner was, where Jenner actually had a mapped recording of an MRI, I believe it was, with subject TS-19, test subject 19, his wife. Which was really cool to see on the screen, how they showed it, how he explains it, everything like that. Provide some exposition for people who are interested in zombie apocalypses, or apocalypse movies and shows and things like that. I've never had an actual, explanation for how something like this scientifically could work, where a person will die after being bitten or whatever, and it infects the brain like meningitis, Jenner says, and then after they come back, but just the brain stem, the you part, or the ego, the frontal lobes, the human part doesn't come back. Just the very core instincts and sensory motor functions. I think that's it. The very core functions of us as human beings, the movement, all these different things are stored at the very base, the most protected part. The most important functions are all at the most important part, like breathing, all these things, how to do these things. are all at the very base of it, and then as you go on further out, you know, from there in through to the frontal lobes and everything, you get into the different, or well, all the different lobes really. But you know, I mean, to some degree, the occipital lobe at the back, you know, you have to have some activation in the other parts too. The brain stem by itself, I don't think would be enough to perform all the functions that walkers actually do. But, you know, nevertheless, it was still a good explanation for it. I did enjoy that part from Jenner. And I like Jenner as a character because he's kind of like your really intelligent person in a zombie apocalypse that knows he's screwed, you know? And he's just like, you know, he hears about, you know, what's outside. He's seen it. You know, he just doesn't, you know, maybe after seeing all those other people commit suicide, as he referred to it as opted out at the beginning of the episode, you know, it does have an effect. I think that because he saw all those other people do it and he was surviving afterwards, he was probably thinking to himself, oh man, what am I doing here? You know, what am I doing here? These people just did it. Just, you know, got it over with, and there was no pain. So for him, when it got to this point, losing his wife, everything else like that, being on his own for so long, you know, even we hear him even say it, you know, in the last episode where, you know, he says, I think I'll blow my brains out tonight, or something like that, because he really doesn't want to live in that type of a world because it's so harsh and so cruel. He just wants to have it, you know, be over with right away. And you can't blame the guy for that. I think in a zombie apocalypse, you would see a rash of suicides. A lot of people doing that, especially some of the more intelligent ones. Because also a lot of people like that are very intellectual, they may not necessarily be very good with their hands. A lot of times they're studying in books and doing all this kind of stuff. They may not necessarily be that good at some things that you would actually need to be able to do in a zombie apocalypse. Very simple things like, I don't know, some of the things that Rick and Shane would do, fighting for their lives, killing walkers with axes and different weapons like that. If they're not, like Milton, he's not that, you know, bodily kinesthetic and intelligent in that way. You know, he's really got no chance unless he lives with a group and they protect him like the governor. So I think of Jenner kind of as similar to that, but he is a really, really interesting character. And it's a shame he's only around for a little while, but I think it's short but sweet. And of course there's the famous scene where he whispers in Rick's ear something. We know now that he told them that everyone's infected and that when they die, they will then turn into walkers. So that was a cool part that was introduced there, and it was kind of a mystery that people didn't know what he had whispered, what he had said. And on the internet, you know, you'd have people discussing it and things like that after that happened. And I actually did a video on this a long time ago before it was announced in the series that I figured that's what he told them. And either that or that his wife was pregnant, one of the two. But yeah, it was nice to see that actually be revealed later on in, what was it, season 2 that they revealed that? I think so. Season 2, season 3 maybe? Was it season 3? I forget. End of season 2, early season 3? I forget exactly. I think season 2. But nevertheless, that was all, you know, good stuff. I really enjoyed Jenner as a character. Very cool character. Had some good stuff in this one. You know, when he's not letting them out and all that kind of stuff, and then eventually decides to let them out. Let's see. In addition to that, this episode has the coolest intro portion of any episode of The Walking Dead at all, period. Yeah, absolutely. The intro in this one, we get to see a flashback out of chronological order, which is very cool, very unexpected. When we actually saw it, we're like, wow, this is sick. Because we never saw it in the comic book series, and we always kind of wondered what exactly happened when Shane, you know, left Rick there. How did that all go? What happened with that? And this episode kind of like answers that. Like we see him go there to Rick in the coma in the hospital, and you know, seemingly he's dead. Basically, the power goes out, so he flatlines. And, you know, Shane's panicked. You see walkers in the hallway. The military guys are lining people up, shooting them down, and just massacring them. And he's hiding when the one military soldier looks in, and then I got to get the hell out of here. He's telling Rick, great acting from John Bernthal, if you're going to wake up, you do it now, you know, and everything like that. And it's just, oh, man, what a great Great sequence. What an amazing scene. And even to the point where it's smart enough where he closes the door and he pushes up the bed against it so that the walkers can't get in. You know, it explains all these things of how Rick was able to survive in the coma until he eventually woke up and headed out to find his family and everything. So that, right off the bat, was amazing. Going on from there, we get to see the characters enjoy themselves a little bit, which is a different thing, where they can feel at peace, feel at ease. They're not worried about walkers, attacking them or biting them or anything of the sort. They're really out of danger at that point, or seemingly they thought. We see them drinking, enjoying themselves, and then Shane ruins the mood by asking Jenner, what the hell's going on. He explains everything, and just some little different scenes of them around. Probably the best one of the group, just chilling, relaxing, and then Jenner explaining everything, is where you have they have their showers or whatever. That was a little, I guess that is something you might miss if you were in a zombie apocalypse, is just a warm shower, I guess. They already kind of went over that though in the premiere, so it kind of felt a little redundant. But I really like the sequence after that, where you have Shane. He's drunk out of his mind, and he basically comes on to Lori, and that's a great scene. That's a powerful scene because you just feel, and the acting for both of them is so great, both John Bernthal and Sarah Wayne Callies. That you really feel like horrible for Shane, especially when you got to see, what happened before and how he actually was responsible for saving Rick. Even though he was in a coma, even though he was left there, he was still responsible. Otherwise, he would have been eaten. Rick would have been bitten when he was in the hospital bed by walkers that were coming in, simply with the bed being pushed against the door. So very cool stuff. And that scene was really a special scene from this episode. It's one of the best, I think, love triangle scenes in the entire series, right there, that one. So that one's great, and after that, the characters, or the survivors, quickly start to figure out. You have Dale asking Jenner about the clock that's counting down, and they start to figure out that things are not what they seem, and that Jenner is running, basically the CDC has completely run out of fuel. And it's funny because when they confront him about it, he starts kind of talking about the world and how stupid it is that we run the world off fossil fuels. And again, it goes to show how intelligent Jenner really is as a character. And it's like, it's so true. It's going to be a problem one day. Maybe not in our lifetime, but sometime. Us running our lives off of fossil fuels is really bad, because when you run out, then what do? You just lost the ability to power everything. So anyway, so that's a nice little piece right there that he puts in. And then you have him basically, the characters starting to panic, getting their stuff, the air shuts off, everything like that's happening, and they go to escape. He locks it down, and eventually they're able to talk him into allowing them out. Some good parts where they're trying to get out, and they're using, what was it, like a pickaxe and that kind of stuff against the door, and Jenner tells them what the door is made out of, and then Daryl says back to him, "Yeah, well, your head ain't." That was a pretty good. I like that line right there from him. He's got all kinds of just different badass lines, throughout the whole series. So that's a good one of them there. Then of course, after they end up getting up to the front, they use a grenade. They're able to blow up the glass, and they're able to finally escape. So good stuff all the way through. The explosion at the end is fun. Andrea, Dale talking her into actually leaving was good stuff, even though in the long run of things, the both of them just suffer so bad. It was probably a bad decision. But, in hindsight, there's no way they could have known that. So, and then, the CG of the explosion is not the greatest. Even now, when I watch it again, I'm like, it doesn't really look that legit. It's a TV series, though, and CG and all that, it a lot of times looks fake, even in movies too. So you can't fault it for that. And then the music plays, and they kind of all drive away. So it was a great cap to season one. It had a lot of good, interesting elements in it. We got the new stuff with Jenner. Was not in the comic book series in CDC. That was fun to see. New material like that. We got to see the love triangle really start to, everybody gets drunk, and next thing you know, right, start to just, go on, get to a new level, and Shane really starting to show that struggle, and Shane saving Rick at the beginning, another high point to this one, and just the fun of them panicking and trying to escape the mad scientist. Just a lot of fun stuff, a lot of great stuff, and I'm going to be giving TS-19 a 9.2 out of 10. I think it is one of the best episodes of Season 1. It is not a letdown as a season finale. Just like the Season 2 finale, it's amazing. The Season 3 finale may be actually the worst finale out of all of them. Actually, I'd have to say at this point it is. The Season 3 finale is probably the worst one in my opinion out of the 3 so far. We'll see what Season 4 brings. But yeah, Season 1 was short but sweet. It was a great 6 episodes. Very dense, very high quality, lots of character development, lots of different environments and different sets, and just tons of walkers inside the city, and the CDC, a new cool place. Lots of different things going on, and definitely lots of fun. It was a great start to a great series. So that's pretty much all I got to say about TS-19. It's an awesome episode, and like I said before, if any of you guys are interested in seeing me go over maybe Season 2 again, please let me know. I'm kind of playing with the idea. I don't know if I'm going to do it, because I do have the reviews in the channel already. The only thing is those reviews are pretty old, dated at this point, and they're not that in-depth, and I don't know if they're all that good. So I'll consider it, and I'll think about it. Plus, I do have a couple more topics. There is a leaked photo of David Morrissey as the governor, so I may do a video about that. And I've got a couple others, but not that many. So if you guys do have any good video suggestions, please send them to me. And then, of course, like I said, Breaking Bad starts this weekend, so I'll be reviewing that for sure. Under the Dome, still doing that, at least for now. We'll see how that all works out the rest of the season, if people are still interested in seeing that. And yeah, that's it. That caps it for my Walking Dead reviews until the start of Season 4, unless I decide to redo some of the Season 2 episodes again. And again, that depends on your guys' feedback, so let me know what you think. Anyway, I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, and I'm saying peace.